something about our website, like how secure is our website?
Okay, our website is a secured website. That if you go to our website, you will see on beside of our web address, there have a lock on it. That
I
means
see.
it's a secure one. And I would this will be one of our topic today.
I
And
see. I
yeah,
see.
and also our data on our website is stored on cloud. That cloud is a data center cloud is across the U.S. soil, around over 7 data centers we cross. So that will be data safe, and certainly data center has the highest data security policy. So that is safe, safe, and
That
most
is
safe.
for our clients who has the portal, right, Derek? So,
Yes,
oh, I see.
I
I see.
include that portal, include our web page. All of them is hosted on the cloud across 7 data centers.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, this is what we will learn today. Actually, the first one will be that SSL certificate. Actually, that is a web page certificate entry entry points. And after this one, we focus on the physical parts, not physical parts and the data. That is the inventory, your company's inventory, and with data like laptops, like your phone. One is how to secure them, and how to make sure your data is secure, is not be lost or stolen. And the last one is the most biggest topic is PCI compliance. As long as you are using the credit card, you need to have that. And that is the biggest topic. So we will try to cover these 3 topics in 20 minutes. That's a little hard.
We will own up to the challenge.
Okay.
Okay, so um, yeah, Derek. So let's do it in a fun and engaging way through a scenario and question and answer kind of thing. So we have a scenario here about Tom. Okay, he started his online business, but his website and credit card gateway company is requesting for like the SSL certificate. Can you explain like what that is and if it's needed and like how much it is?
Yeah, the SSL will be your first term when you starting a online, whatever the website or the business. The SSL standard is a secured socket layer. The blah 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 terms doesn't matter, but that does what? That is encrypt your data from your local to the server and server to the local. Between your server and your local, they talk with encrypt data. That means if the third guy just put here on your communication, they don't know what you're talking about.
Mm.
And that is important because during the internet transaction, you cannot say 100% sure no one will stolen your data or copy your data. But as long as we have SSL encrypt, they cannot open it. They just have a bunch of characters, weird characters, mean nothing. So that is basically what is SSL certificate. That is what is SSL. Certificate, what is certificate? Certificate is a key. Is when the data transferred to the client or to the server, if you have the key, you can decrypt it to the readable stuff. That is a certificate. You need to encrypt your transaction, but you need to have a certificate to open it. Not you open it and everybody, when you access to your website, they need to read the contents.
Sure.
That is a key. You need to give them a key to open it. That is a basic. What is that? Okay. Why we need it? That is really question. Because the first thing, if you don't have it, the Google Chrome, the Edge, and the Firefox, those major browser will show no secure that words before your URL.
I see.
Everybody, when they access your page, you will say, oh, this is not secure page. This one is happened since 2017. The Google started it, and they force to push the notification to the client, to the browser user, tell them this is an unsecure site. So if you want to make your site professional, you need to have the SSL to make sure that say secured site instead of a non-secure, red non-secure. The other one is if you're doing any login, if your website have any login, or you process doing the credit card process, or you do the e-commerce, all kind of personal data related things, if you're doing on your website, you have to have the SSL. And SSL has different levels. If you say, okay, how much that is? I said from 70 something per year to maybe a couple $100 per year, because they have different levels. The basic 3 levels is they call the DV SSL. What is called, that is the domain validate certificate. And then OV SSL is organization validate certificate. And then the most expensive one is extended validation certificate. These 3 certificates is the SSL basic. If you wanted to know which one, if you know what it was, and then you can pick it up. First, domain valid certificate. That only for personal use. For let people know, I log into tom.com, that is a Tom's, not the other people faked as a Tom's. So if you want to make that, you just need the domain validate certificate. That is the most cheapest one. It's $25 around per year. And that one can issue to you right away. That means you pay the money, your certificate will arrive. So you just need to install it. The other level is organization valid certificates. Organization valid certificates is just for verify your organization. That means this certificate is issued to the organization, and this organization can have multiple places, and all of them using this certificate, it validate. To validate, okay, this is your one branch, this is the other branch. And to make sure the clients access your web page, they go to different place, they know that is correct, it belongs to your organization. And organization also use on the Exchange server, that means email. When you use email when you want to send email with security encrypt email, that is SSL email, you have to have the organization validate certificate. The top level is called EV SSL. It's extended validation. That one is required for the e-commerce. They have all the benefits as organization validate and domain validate. They have, but also has the e-commerce features. All those EV SSL come with insurance warranty. If they have a fraud or something over the internet, because of that SSL problem, they will give you payback. And how much? Oh, that is extended validated SSL is $75 per year around, and organization is $55, and the cheapest one is a domain validate certificate is $25 per year. But all of them is for one domain. If you have multiple domains, that will be more. Like they have more options. Like if you have a blah 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 dot yourdomain.com, ABC, your branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, you may need to have a wildcard SSL. Wildcard SSL is $370 per year around. Okay, and also if you have organization1.com, organization2.com, all of them is your organization, and you wanna buy one certificate for both of them, and that is called MDC, the multiple domain SSL. And if you are the hosting company, or you don't want people see how many branches you have or domains you have, you can buy the other called Unified Communication Certificate. That is means you can certify multiple domains, but those domains not shows on your certificate. The people don't know how many domain names you're using this certificate. These three, that is $200 per year around. But different company offer different price level. So you can shopping around, but make sure you know which level you are. If you're using the e-commerce, you need to have the EV. If you only want your email and or your just for your domain, company domain, you need to use organization validated SSL, that is OVSSL. If you're only for your fun, for your Facebook, for your other personal domain name, you just need a DV SSL. That is only $25 cheaper.
That's good to know there.
Yeah.
The second scenario is about Tom again, but he bought a bunch of laptops and equipment for his staff. And the laptop also has very important sensitive information. So he wants to know how to store the data properly, how much it would cost to keep track of everything and have a good inventory count so he doesn't just randomly missing things, you know?
Okay, the data, that is a very, very big question, because the data before, in the history, data only in the computer sitting in the office, that's nobody touch it. But now everyone is connected to internet, and also we have a laptop. So store data is a multiple choice you can. If you have a huge, big data and in your organization, you have your own space to store it, then your data can be a private cloud, make a private cloud. The private cloud is costly because they will pay in front. You need to buy the storage array, you need to buy servers and put there and the facilities to support it. But the good thing is the continuing cost is less. You don't need to pay high rental fees or those things. Just a hard drive, every 5 years you may change a hard drive. And that is the benefit. But the things is, for now, most people using is a cloud, is a real cloud, is go to the real cloud, across data center. Because every data center has a problem is if you have an earthquake, fire, or something happens, your flood or something happened, your data center down, your data is gone, your data is not accessible. So the people using the real cloud, that is across region, that is a disaster proof. Same like community CPA's data. We cross US soil, so 7 data centers. So even 6 dropped, bumped, with some flooded, and we still have a data. So that is the benefit for that. But the disadvantage is the cost. They have a cost by every gig. Probably is 90 cents per gig. That is roughly idea, just give to you. And certainly that one will secure your data. Both cloud, private cloud and public cloud is secure your data, no problem. But the real things, the real hard things is how to protect your data on your computer. If you have a laptop, like Tom have a laptop, and you store your client data on the computer for sure, because even you use the cloud, you still have a data copy, local copy. How did you protect this one? That is important. They have 2 ways to protect it. One is we call the remote erase, remote wipeout. That means you install a application on the computer beforehand, and one day, if your computer lost, you can easily to send command to your computer, say erase, wipe out. And that will, when that lost computer power on online, and they will automatically erase. So the data was safe. These have a disadvantage. The first is the software cost. If you want to do this way, I can give you a recommendation called the Prey. The Prey is a free software. It's we call the free used software, but they have a pro version. The pro version is 3 devices. Provide you 3 devices, they have $5 per month. 10 devices is $15. The difference between the regular version and pro version is regular version only can lock your data. That means they will lock your data. Nobody can open it. And the pro version is real wiped out. Same thing. Both of them has disadvantage is if the thief don't power on the computer, they actually target your laptop data. Is not your laptop hardware. So they don't turn on the computer, and then they pull your hard drive out and read your hard drive. That is a potential problems the remote wipeout cannot solve. So that is introduced. The other one is implement full disk encryption. The full disk encryption is encrypt the full disk. The encryption, same thing, make the readable character to blah 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 characters, and that is with a key. This key is your password. This password is 12 digits long, and you name it. Certainly, you can name it 64 digits long or 256 digits long. If you really, sorry, if you really make 256 digits long, and you will have 4 trillion years to decrypt it if you don't have the key. 4 trillion years. So that is very safe, and that can be proof that if your computer lost, and also that thief don't know your password, and then they don't know what is contents in your hard drive. So the most safe way is use both function together. That means encrypt your hard drive, and then the remote wipeout ability installed. For fully disk encryption, the good news is Windows 10 come with it, except the Home Edition. If you have Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Enterprise, or Windows 10 Edition, you have that ability. If you only have a Home, no, you can't. And also, they also require chips called Trusted Platform Module. That is hardware chips in your computer. I think it's since 2008, and all the new computers since 2008 will come with these chips. Certainly, if you don't have that chips, no problem. Then Windows 10 can help you to avoid it, and that is called BitLocker. You use Windows 10 BitLocker, and then you can do the full disk encryption.
I see. Well, I know we promised our audience 30 minutes, and it's already 30 minutes have passed by. We will just call today a failed in our mission, but we must continue to answer these questions. So the last question, okay, is this scenario with Tom, who is asked whether his business needs PCI compliance. I know this is something you care a lot about, and we want to talk about it here today. So can you explain to our audience what that is, and like who might need it? Is it required, and the cost and such?
Yeah, the PCI compliance actually is a very huge term now, because the requirement is very straightforward. As long as you process credit card, as long as you contain personal information, you need to have PCI compliance. The PCI compliance is not only the computer things, not only the electronic things. This they covered everything, include your table, include your facilities. So that is a huge topic. But now I just try to squeeze it. Okay. And PCI compliance, as long as you have the credit card processing machine in your branch or in your location, you need to have a PCI compliance. The PCI compliance is 2004 starting, and after that, the MasterCard, Visa card, American Express, all those major card merchant processing company make that PCI compliance have to have. If you don't have that PCI compliance, if you process your card without PCI compliance, the problem is if one day one of your clients say, okay, my card got a compliment and with a problem, and then they point out it's your system got that compliment, and every single card you processed is $2,000 fine.
Oh my
Every
gosh.
single card you process is $2,000 fine. So that is a really, really hard, heavy penalty. So, but how to compliance? How to compliance is? Oh, I forgot one point. It's a mandatory. Okay, it is not mandatory. It is mandatory or not mandatory. Okay, the first, PCI compliance is not allowed, but is the prerequisite if you want to process the credit card. If you without PCI compliance with credit card, if you don't tell the merchant owner, like the Visa, Master, or your payment gateway, if you don't tell them, they will. If you tell them, they will give you the extra charge, that non-PCI compliant fee.
Okay.
And if you don't tell them, anything happened is on your cost and plus penalty. So you can adjust that is a mandatory or non-mandatory. I would say that is mandatory because too many headache if you don't have it. What is the cost? Okay, the PCI cost is a very big range. Okay, and they divide the company for 4 levels. The level 1 is if your annual sales, annual Visa, whatever the transaction, credit card transaction over $6 million, that is level 1. If 1 million to 6 million is level 2, and 20,000 to 1 million is level 3, and $20,000 is level 4. I would say most of our small business is level 4. Why? It says somebody will say, okay, my annual sales is 100,000. Why you say I'm level 4? Because the requirement, PCI requirement, is your Visa, Master, and or whatever the credit cards, the amount annually over 20,000. And also be careful, if your Visa have a 20,000 and your Master have 20,000, still is level 4. Even your total credit card sales is 40,000, you still is level 4. The good things, why I emphasize the level 4, because the level 4 have a benefit. If you want to be a PCI compliant, if you're level 1, you have to have people go to your site to inspect you. That is very costly. If you are the level 4, you only need to fill up a questionnaire form and then consign that all I submit is the correct information, and then send it to the PCI compliant office, and then you're PCI compliant. And also for the quarterly scan requirement, the level 4 require quarterly scan, and PCI level 1 required monthly. And PCI 1, the scanning is probably $2,000 per IP, and level 4 is $150 per IP. And for most small business, only 1 IP. That means for a quarter, only maximum 150. So, and this is, I would say, the cost. What is the cost? Submit the form and answer the questionnaire is no cost, zero. And quarterly, you have $150. That is a cost. A lot of people said, hey, I'm processing the credit card, use the merchant's credit card machine or POS. What I didn't see that $150 quarterly scan. Yes, because when the POS run to you and the terminal machine run to you, their fees already cover that 150 per quarterly scan. So you don't facing that. So but that is required. And if you wanted to know exactly your company and whether need to do scanning or to do fill up the form, if you need help, just contact us and we can help you. And that'll be my pleasure.